Hi, my name is Lindsey Johnson-Monk, and this is
Melissa Johnson.
We are the
we
sisters
are the sisters that sell.
that sell in Lighthouse Point.
In Lighthouse Point, and actually we're going to talk about Lighthouse Point today. But you can visit us online at togetherwesell.com. Okay, so schools. You want to begin a little bit?
Well, I'm thinking in Lighthouse Point, it's a huge family moving area, and with that, you think schools. Where's my child going to go to school? As you can see, I am pregnant, and so I'm doing my research.
I already have kids in school systems over there, and we're going to talk about the ratings over there. The public school systems rank absolutely horrible. So we're going to go over some of the public high schools and what their ratings, and you kind of get a feel of why you probably are going to want to send your children to a private school system. So we're going to begin with Park Ridge Elementary School. 2 out of 10, not so great. Then we're going to go over to Deerfield Beach High School. 5 out of 10.
And that's good.
That's actually the best rating in the area.
That's your highest you're going to get. Norcrest Elementary, another one, a 3 out of 10. Not great, but I do know people in Lighthouse Point who do send their children there, and no complaints. When people have congregated in the past from Lighthouse Point to send their children there, the ratings did go up, but as they grew out of the school, the ratings went back down. So stick together or don't.
Go private.
Or go private.
Tedder Elementary School, 2 out of 10, not so great. The Crystal Lake Community Middle School, 3 out of 10. I mean, it's just
Public Horizons didn't even have a ranking.
No rating whatsoever. That's pretty bad, and that's embarrassing for them. I mean, can they even stay open for that?
There's actually a lot of schools that aren't ranked.
Yeah, it's just
sadly,
crazy to me.
especially in South Florida.
And that's the reason why our test scores are so fantastic.
We're no Massachusetts, but we have sunshine all the time.
And we can vote really well, too.
Oh, yeah. So basically, I think we're saying you have the option of going public for your schools from elementary to high school. However, the better option maybe for your family would be going to private. And yes, you do have to shell out some money.
Yes, the prices do range. Your average on the elementary school system is about $6,900 for your per child, and on the high, you're up to about $12,000 and some change as you're going up to high school.
With the exception, you can always go higher because Pinecrest and St. Andrews, I would actually put on the higher,
the elite
and elite, magnificent.
But your Ivy League children should go to these schools,
right?
And those prices are right around what?
So for Pinecrest, it starts at 19. Starts for your young little, no, even younger than elementary. This is pre-K. My child right now is a year and a half, so this freaks me out. $19,990 for pre-K, and then for high school goes up to a small price of only $28,830 per year.
And to go to college. So this is a very, very, very good education. But there are other schools that are not as expensive that we highly recommend. Right now, my kids are actually over at Lighthouse Point Christian School, also known as the Pink Church. It is Christian-based, but it's an amazing school. We have 2 teachers per 11 kids, and the hands-on experience is unbelievable. The activities are great. They don't have a ton of sports, but the education is fantastic. I had them at Grandview Preparatory up in Boca. Oh, you're going to ask that?
Yeah.
Previously.
Are you happier at the Pink Church versus Grand Prep?
I am so impressed with how kind the school is. I really loved Grandview Prep when I was there, and I thought it was amazing, but the kids did not test very well, and their attitudes were a little bit different. When they went into Lighthouse Point Christian, they've just become incredible children.
And wasn't it like just even dropping them off at school was more of a challenge. I dropped them off at school at Grand Prep, and it's definitely a lot more of a process.
It's a lot more of a process, and I feel
Pink Church works with you.
Not as great in terms of organization, and the people were just so down to earth over at Lighthouse Point Christian, and the moms and the parents are very, very active, which I love.
Yeah, it's a cute place. And my daughter right now is over at Trinity. Trinity is another great option.
Right around the corner.
Right on my street, which is fantastic. Convenience is fantastic. Same with the Pink Church. It's really close to Lighthouse Point, if not in it, right?
It's right on the verge.
Right on the edge there. The tornado edge.
Story.
Trinity is open from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. at night. I don't take full advantage of that just because I don't want to let her go. But the pricing, I feel, for that's you're not even in school yet. It's just more of a daycare, but it's at $684 a month, which is really, I think, pretty reasonable for a year and a half old child, starting at 3 months even.
Yeah, it's expensive.
And there's no wait list really if the classes are open. And I think they allow up to 14 kids in each class, and they have basically 2 to 3 teachers in there at all times. Okay. And it's really good.
It is. There's so many great schools. It depends on how far you really want to drive. But their opportunities are there. Public school systems, we're going to have to say our ratings are not worth it. So
there's always options. And another girlfriend of mine, she had her son at Slattery School. And Slattery School is a great school and sister to, what was this, Henderson.
Amazing schools, but now we're getting to charter schools, right?
That one you have to, that one you have to apply for.
It's a lottery to get in, supposedly. It's a lottery, but we know people.
We know people that can get you in, but there's also ways of sliding you in. Like Slattery School, my girlfriend joined FAU one class to get her on the list.
So
needless to say, yeah.
Because we know people.
Wink, wink.
Zion Lutheran is actually a private school right now. In 2017, it's going to be a charter school, which is pretty exciting. So the tuitions now are going to diminish, and
she is a product of Zion Lutheran from way back in the day.
I know just fine.
And I visited like one day.
But yeah, I think that pretty much covers.
St. Andrews was another one which we talked about, but I wanted to briefly touch upon. My doctor has her children at St. Andrews, and she just raves about it. And the difference between Pinecrest and St. Andrews, they interviewed her children there. And at Pinecrest, it was we're bringing you to a cubicle, you sit down, and then we're testing you. Very militant and very intimidating for young children. And at St. Andrews, they're like, do you want some cookies? Let's color first, let's get comfortable. And then they tested them that way. So the approach is all what's comfortable for your children and what makes you feel good for your family.
It's all about what works for your family.
Bottom line.
So that's a little basic rundown on the schools of Lighthouse Point if you're going to be moving to the area.
Thank you so much for joining us.
And visit us online at togetherwesell.com.
.com.
Bye.